What is up, my ghouls and gremlins? Do some of you remember when I made a video saying that I was rebooting my YouTube channel and that I had all this stuff planned, blah, 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 blah. And then 3 full years passed? Yeah, me neither. As for this particular video, I'm just gonna get straight to the point. I have been in the midst of a depressive episode for about like a month and a half at this point. Finally kind of coming out of the other side of it, but very much still not back at like 100%. Haven't had one of these in like a few years at this point, so which is good, it's progress. Nothing like super scary or bad happens to me or anything to cause it, it's just sometimes your brain just decides to betray you. You know how it is. Something that I know for a fact tends to make me feel better and make me happy is being creative and making stuff. This is the first time in said about month and a half where I've really had like the motivation and desire to like start and finish a project. So I am going to firmly grasp this rare bit of energy that I am experiencing right now, and we're gonna make something. More specifically, my rabbit, my sweet bunny boy, decided my laundry bag tastes delicious, and he chewed a ton of holes into it. Not only like the body itself, but also like bit edges off of the straps and stuff, and so it was kind of unusable as a laundry bag by the time I was like, all right, enough of that. But I've recently gotten into sewing and upcycling and all of that, so I thought, why not use this opportunity to upcycle this like weird canvas fabric that otherwise would have been thrown away and make like a cool tote bag out of it. There are 2 fabrics that I will be using for this. One of them is the destroyed laundry bag, as I mentioned, which is just this like black canvas. And then I also had an old pillow. I'm gonna cut like a big star out of this fabric and put it on the front, so it'll be like a little black bag and then like big yellow star. Editing tomorrow is gonna go ahead and walk you through the seam ripping process for this big bag, and then I will return to do the pattern drafting. So see you in a second. The only seam ripper I had on hand was this broken one. My hands were not happy with me after using this for like an hour straight. For anyone who's not familiar with this, you're literally just ripping the thread that holds the fabric together, and when you're done, you've pretty much deconstructed the item. This was a big laundry bag, so it took me a few hours to finish this, but I really enjoyed it. It's a very simple task, so it had a kind of soothing quality to me. Also, I lied! More voiceover! I used a bunch of scrap paper to make the bag pattern. I took measurements from my reference bag and altered them a bit, and then taped the pages together to make the various panels the right size, and then I just drew all the panels onto those pages and cut them down to the dimensions I needed. I'll save you the trouble of watching me do this 6 more times and just skip to the fun stuff. So now that I have cut out all of my little paper mock-up pieces, I am going to put it together quickly with tape to make sure that I like how it looks and dimensions of it and everything. And if I want to like alter the sizes of anything, I will go revise the pattern, but I'm hoping that this first one is what I'm looking for. I did not think this project was going to be so tape heavy, but yeah, pretty self-explanatory, just taping everything together until it looks like a bag. It was easy when everything was laying flat, but as it started becoming 3D, it got harder and harder to tape everything together. Fashion. It's kind of cute just as the paper bag, I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling very, I don't know. Okay, so now I need to cut up all of the actual fabric, and I need to make my little stencil for the star as well. So see you in a second. My phone was dangling from the edge of my desk to film this, but I used more of the scrap paper to draw a star and just cut that out, and then traced the shape onto the pillow fabric. Also, this yellow fabric frayed like crazy, so cutting and sewing it was a whole task. I then, to the best of my ability, sealed the edges of the star itself and then pinned it to the front panel of the bag. Alright, I have cut all of the pieces out. This is what we're working with. Totally forgot that I was just going to use the straps from the laundry bag as it was, as the straps for this bag, so that made my life a lot easier. I have, these will all be facing the inside, but I wanted you to be able to see the star. Got the 2 sides, the bottom, front, back. So now all I need to do is just sew it all together. I did my best to keep the bag and my hands in the frame. I couldn't find my little tripod, so I had to make do with a speaker and some books holding my phone up. This part is very repetitive, which is nice to do, but not so fun to watch, so just imagine this, but for like hours upon hours, and you get the full experience. Like I mentioned, this was just sewing all the panels together and attaching the straps. I did hem the edges, but forgot to film that. Now feels like a good time to mention that I don't have a sewing machine or easy access to one, so I had to do all of this by hand. For some reason, my copy of Rosemary's Baby was where I decided to put all of my sewing supplies. Sorry, Rosemary. It's alive! I'm super happy with how this came out, which is nice considering that it took me way longer than I thought it was going to. Thought this was going to be something I could do in like the span of a week. Wrong. Try a month. But yes, it is complete. It has stuff in it right now. So one of my complaints that I mentioned from earlier in the video is that I was really mad that none of my current purses can hold books. So we have my copy of Rosemary's Baby, which is no longer trapped under all of my random sewing debris. We have my sketchbook, which also tends to have to be left out if I have a lot of stuff in my purse, which is a problem because I'm an artist and I like to draw. Wallet. Inside your bag, you'll find another bag that has like all my art supply stuff in it, like pencils and erasers and stuff. My silly little keys. There's like no natural way to pose this arm without blocking it, but this is what it looks like without any stuff in it. I'm really happy with the shape. It kind of like fans out on the sides, which I was not planning for, but it looks nice, so I'm happy with it. Actually, you know what I just thought about? There is one creature whose approval we still need. Oh, Apollo. I have something for you. There it is, there it is. All right. Thank you for watching me put together my little upcycled tote bag. The next video will not be so sewing heavy. I'm going to be putting together my Halloween costume, and I'm very excited for my Halloween costume. So if that is something you're interested in, perhaps keep a lookout for that. But otherwise, see ya.